Good evening and welcome to another of Tim's Tech Corners. Today we're going to do an unveiling of the X22R, just a beautiful bike, and we thought we'd start right from it's in the box and what happens next. So right now, as you can see, the bike is in the box. We're going to remove the cardboard cover and then have a look at the metal frame underneath. Let's have a look. Alright, so we're getting closer now to actually being able to see the bike. Things I wanted to point out, the wire straps that are used to secure the bike to the frame are the first things you need to remove, and you simply unwind them. So if you're a country person, you've seen baling wire before, so you're just unraveling the baling wire so you can get a look at the bike. Now if we pull this up, we can have just a little sneak peek, and you can see that is one beautiful looking bike. Alright, now we don't want to get too excited, so we'll put this back down, and I want to show you, you have to remove these nuts and bolts that you see right down here, and I would take them all off of the bottom frame, so when you're done you can lift the whole frame assembly right off the bike. Alright, let's have a look. Now through the wonder of time-lapse photography, the cardboard cover has been removed, and now you can see what the bike looks like sitting inside the crate. So sitting inside the metal crate, waiting for you now to remove the wire and the retaining bolts that hold it in place, and then you'll be able to remove the bike directly from the frame and begin assembly. So again, we'll take a little pause.
That's a nice key, man.
Alright, so we're back again. Now we've got the crate cover removed, and at this point a few things to point out. So here we have a box with goodies in it for you. Your title, the operator's manual as well is located in there. And as we look around the bike, a few other things to point out. You know, we're going to have to install our signal lights. We're going to remove, of course, these ties that are used to hold everything together in shipping. The other thing I wanted to point out is when we cut this cable, we're going to remove the battery and get it ready for installation. So you have to install the battery. All right, let's take another break and we'll be back in a minute. So right now I'm sitting on the bike, just taking a little break and having a look at all these nice toys that are available. And then in a couple of minutes we're going to show you how to set up the handlebars. You can check out some of the fit and finish on this bike. It's just amazing. Really beautiful machine. Alright, so just showing you what's in and on this magic box. As you can see right here, we have the title for your vehicle. So the title is included right on top of this box. We have the owner's manual, and then inside this little box, of course, are the mirrors. And I happen to have a look at the speedometer for you as well while we're here, because it just looks so cool. We're going to take all this plastic off in a little bit so you can get a really good view at it. Hold on. So there we go. We've taken the crate off the bike, and we're just getting it prepped now so we can play with the handlebars. The handlebars were, of course, wedged in against the side of the gas tank, which is, that's right, solid metal. And a nice add-on and feature to have for this bike. When you pull the handlebars off, the angle is fully adjustable. So somewhere around here is pretty comfortable for most people. Some like the handles flared out a bit more, others like them in a little bit tighter. If you have them out at about this angle, you'll have a greater degree of maneuverability, which is very important with the bike. Again, we can start to have a look and unveil the speedometer, which is just phenomenal. There's some great looking tech. And we're going to go ahead and continue to prepare the bike and get it ready for the road. So again, we have turn signals to install. And while we're here, we're just going to spend a minute, have a look at these brakes. The disc brakes are amazing on this bike. Some really cool tech, and of course, nice color scheme. As we move towards the back of the bike, things you want to be aware of and double check, make sure the signal lights are still fine and they haven't been disturbed in shipping. They look perfect. Reflectors are good. We're going to be installing the battery a little bit later, and of course we'll spend a bit of time having a look at our lube oil. We'll check our lube oil, check our lube oil level before we go ahead and start this bike up. Hold on. So we're back now with the next stage, and what we're going to be looking at is to put the battery into the bike itself. So what I like to do, I always pull the seat, and to pull the seat on this guy, simply insert the key, turn the lock mechanism that you can see right here, and it releases the driver's seat. So we pull the seat to give us a little bit more eyeball room and space here. And then we have to remove 2 of these machine bolts and 2 of the Phillips heads as well in order to remove this section of the fairing. Now this section of the fairing will just come right off like that, and the battery compartment is right here directly in front of us. So while we're here, we're going to have a look. The battery itself will simply be installed right into this battery bracket and then held by this strap. So this will be the next thing that we're going to be working on. And while we're here, just to point it out to you, this is the location of your starting relay. Handy piece of knowledge for later on. We'll be back in a little bit. All right, so we're back again. We've now connected the battery, and as you can see, negative terminal to green, positive terminal to red, and from here, of course, your power supply goes directly off to your starting relay. And if we follow this back further down the road, there's also a fuse, but we're going to save that for another tech talk. Today, this is mostly about let's get the bike assembled and what are the things we're looking for before we go out for that very first ride. We'll be back in a sec. We're going to bolt this back up for you. So we're back, and now we just about have this guy ready to go. It's, what can I say, it looks better with each passing moment and as we get it prepared and ready for takeoff. So we stripped it down of all the plastics. It's just about ready to go. The bike looks amazing, and we're going to go ahead and give it its first start. So we went ahead and we checked the oil, and an important point to note is that when you have a look at the oil dipstick here, when it is completely filled with oil, you'll be able to see this on the sight glass. The sight glass will indicate it's completely full of oil because the sight glass will be completely full of oil. On the stick itself, when you have a look at the hash marks, the oil will come all the way up to the top of the hash marks. That's how you'll know that your oil level is indeed 100%. And as always, we recommend use 10W40 or 15W40 synthetic motorcycle oil, please. That's best for your bike. So, let's sit on this puppy, have a look at it. The instrumentation is really sweet. We're going to have a quick look and see what's available here. That's an amazing looking speedometer and instrumentation. You can see we're in miles per gallon. Gear selector as well is indicated for you. You can see we put some fuel into it because we're really anxious to take it out for a ride. Now this bike has already been warmed up for just a wee bit of time, so we don't have to use any choke. If we did, we'd move the choke lever down for a cold start. Once the bike starts, move the choke lever back up. We are in neutral, so in order to start this bike, all we should have to do is squeeze the brake and hit the start switch right here. Let's see what happens. And as you can hear, the bike started right up. Oh, that's nice. That's a very, very sweet sound. And you'll notice we idle at about 1500 RPM. Very normal for this bike. Some of you might prefer a slightly higher idle, some a little bit lower. Typically around 1500 is a norm, but just check this out. Sounds great. And of course, all of us here at Venom Motorsports are really looking forward to taking this out for a test drive, and we're going to be doing that in about 3 seconds. So have yourselves a great day, and we'll see you on our next video that we're going to be making up very shortly called Getting Started, which will show you all the things we want you to have a look at with this bike before you take it on the road. Thanks and have a great day. Enjoy the ride.